Welcome back to Her Story Matters. You are invited to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and the Turn It Up platform, Turn It Up Live platform. Please hit the share, like, and subscribe button right now. And today, I am your host, Lady Doc, and my heart is completely full. I am honored today on July the 30th, 2026, to not only hit an amazing milestone that's for us, but this is our 20th episode. And we are here holding this space with an amazing young lady who is here to share her story of pure resilience, faith, and transformation. Joining me today is an incredible mother, educator, wife, woman of faith, and a survivor. LaQuisha Pompey-Kincannon. Okay, I'll make sure I get that last name correct. Kincannon. I am honored to have you, LaQuisha. This episode is all about turning pain into purpose. But before we talk about your incredible resilience, I want to take a step back. The world often sees you and at the point of your injury, which happened in 2006. But before that day, you were just a teenager, a girl growing up in the city of Buffalo. And when you look back at your childhood, what was your early years as a teenager like? Who was LaQuisha?
A troubled teen, mischievous, smart, but definitely troubled.
Okay. Okay. So now when people see you, when you look back at that day, what was some of the things that you liked to do? That just growing up, what did you like to do?
I call myself a PTA. My grandparents are pastors, so going to church and worshiping, but also I love to hang out with my friends. I mostly hang out with my friends, and I was like really into helping the community.
Okay. So it sounded like you were a very, like a vibrant young lady who had dreams. You had some type of a plan for your life before, you turned 17.
Right.
Okay, so with you having those, and all of a sudden, it became just out of nowhere. And just so I don't know if you know, I was present on that day. So, and I never shared that with you. Right at the corner store, about 2 houses down, and the next building used to be a motorcycle club.
Right.
And that's the Cold-Blooded Riders. They used to be. And that was our motorcycle club. And we were actually having a meeting when all this took place. So it was a lot. But when I say it took place, what was that I'm talking about?
Being an innocent bystander shot by a stray bullet.
And it was gang related.
I later, at the time, I didn't know what it was from, but later on, found out that it was retaliation. The person, he went back and retaliated against somebody that killed his family member.
And so you happened to be just a teenager going into the corner store, getting chips or whatever teenagers get, just getting a bunch of junk food. And then what happened?
We were inside. I remember calling Mom. I was past my curfew. And I was like, oh, Mom, give me a couple more minutes. I'm at the store. And I remember going back outside the store. And then I thought it was firecrackers. The sound was very, very loud. But everybody started running. So by the time I thought to move, my body was stuck in the upright position. And all I could do was move my eyes. And at that time, I remember falling. And just a black light came, and then I remember telling my friends, like, oh, help me up. My legs, I can't feel them. So I remember it's the sound, the lights, the smell, the feeling, the vibration of the bullet going through my body. That's how I didn't know it was a bullet. It felt like a weird sensation going through my body.
That's heavy. And just an unimaginable shift for a teenager to just process that. like really process it. When you found yourself in a hospital bed facing a completely new physical reality, like this is not something that just happened, but this became your just happened, and it was a reality. What was going on through your mind? How did you begin to process the emotional weight of this transition?
Um, some things are a little blur. Uh, the first part I remember is being in the hospital and they're cutting my clothes off. And I remember I coughed up blood and said, "Oh, I don't, what's going on. I just want to go home." And
Wow.
that was when surgery happened. I remember seeing my mom. I don't remember all the faces. I remember seeing a lot of faces. And they have tears and they're crying. And I'm just like, "Oh, what y'all crying for? It's all right. Like, I can't feel my feet, but take my shoes off." And then when I finally did wake up, after being medicated, I woke up in the bed and the doctor said she won't be able to walk again. For me, it was like, "What you talking about?" Like,
Wow.
so for me, it was just, I didn't believe it. I remember having such anger and confusion because we just went from buying, like you said, chips or juice at the store, and then now you're in a hospital bed.
Wow. So your mind and your spirit are powerful, but you didn't just survive, you reclaimed your life. And you didn't allow that to settle you. Now, at this time, had you graduated high school?
No, at that time, it was going into junior year, so it was the summer, the end of sophomore, going into junior year.
So you dropped out of school?
No, I went to homeschool, so they came to the
Okay.
hospital, and then they came to my house and they did home instruction.
And you did that for 2 years?
No, I did it for the junior year, and then senior year, I wanted to be with my friends.
Okay.
I wanted to be back in the light of things.
You wanted your norm back.
I wanted it back.
So you fought for it back.
I did.
Okay, that's the point that I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
That's T right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't just allow this to come in and claim your life. You took claim back for your life. And that's a good thing because you didn't just survive, but you reclaimed your life. And then not only did you graduate from high school, what high school did you graduate from?
McKinley.
So not only did you graduate from McKinley High School, you even furthered your education by going to Damon.
I did.
And what'd you go back to Damon for?
First I went back. I went to school for medical. I wanted to be a paramedic. Then I was like, "Oh, I want to be a pediatrician. I want to do something with medicine." After those classes, after those science classes, I thought I know the human body, but Lord. So then I said, I remember back in high school, I helped with the students with disabilities.
Okay.
And I always said, if I can't be a pediatrician, I'll be a teacher. I went back.
All while you're in a wheelchair. Okay.
My heart beforehand, walking, I want to be a paramedic. I mean, a pediatrician, working with babies, delivering babies. I want to do something at home. But then after college, I soon learned that wasn't where I was supposed to be.
Okay.
I tried it. I failed at it.
No, you didn't fail at it. You were just redirected. Because you don't fail. Only time you fail is when you don't try.
That's true.
So if you try and it doesn't work out, that means it just wasn't meant to work out. But you don't fail because you tried. You were just redirected. Okay. And so then now, once you went to Damon, what did you do? What did you take up?
Early childhood special education.
Okay. And so now you're currently.
I am currently a special ed teacher. I work with students with autism.
Okay. For the Buffalo Public Schools.
Yes.
Awesome. So tell us about how you fiercely protected your independence, because you didn't just go to school, get your degree, because that's not something you just go in and, okay, I'm here for class, show up. That had to be difficult. How was that journey?
Well, I had to fight because I feel like back then, you didn't hear about people getting wheelchairs. You didn't see them. I don't remember ever having a peer in a wheelchair. So it was like something new. You never tell me, "Oh, this is something different." Going to college, this is something different. I know like certain doors were shut. "Oh, I don't know. You want to do this, but I don't know." They seen the wheelchair as a hindrance or a barrier. So I had to fight from that as far as
but you fought and you won. So you were in the right place. And not only did you get your independence back as far as getting your education, you even took on a task of not waiting on somebody to come pick you up. You don't, when you got here, a wheelchair van didn't bring you that was driven by somebody else. So how did you get here? And so these are momental, like, these are like, this motivate, I hope it's motivating someone who feel as though, well, I can't because I'm in a wheelchair. I can't because I have this disability. I can't because, no, you can because, and you're a living example. So now, how was it to get your license? Because you don't have use of your legs.
Right.
So how do you drive a vehicle, and how do you put on your brakes?
I have a hand control. I will say at the very, very beginning, I didn't foresee any of this, like, as far as my life.
Okay.
I thought life was over. You gotta be in a wheelchair, people push you around, people will be helping you get back and forth. That's like talking about dating. I was like, what is this gonna be crazy? I thought I was with my mom forever. But as far as wheelchair driving, I had this research because I'm like, oh, I really want to drive. Like, do people drive wheelchairs? They don't see people like that. And I looked up different things, and then I found a school. My grandfather drove to PA, and we found a driving school. And they taught me how to drive with hand controls. So you push down for the brake, and you pull back for the gas. There's so many different ones that you can use. Just depends on your ability. But I don't have to use my feet to drive. I just use my hands. Both hands are the ones at all times.
Okay. Excellent. So when you think about the fight for your independence, what did independence mean to you?
Being able to get up and go without having to have somebody to help you. Like, you going as far as you can go. Because at first, independence, at first for me, was just being able to hold a spoon.
Wow.
I set it up. Could have made myself have to have somebody do everything for me. So I think gradually I got a better understanding of what independence is.
Okay. So it was levels to it. It didn't just happen. And then every time you arrived, okay, now what else can I take on?
Pushing further and further. Oh, this, that. I think I surprised myself one time when I moved the couch. I was calling people. I'm like, I need somebody to move this couch. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna try it. The only thing I can do is, hey, I'll call up the chair, get up.
Okay.
So I think that was that. For me, that was a turning point.
That's it. You do all things, and I always say through Christ. But yes, absolutely, and He will strengthen you. So how did you navigate the challenges of the demands that this world was placing on you?
First, I had to seek Him first because I had a blackened heart. I had a little hatred going on, a little self-blame. So I think I had to seek Him first and find out, like, why would you pick me, or why would you choose me?
Why would you allow this to happen?
Absolutely. And for a long time, I would talk to him. Lord, why you do this? Like, I wasn't that bad. And then later on, you realize as you go further and further through life, you realize that He is actually your strengthening. And so I think throughout this whole journey, these 20 years, it'll be 20 years, August 19th.
Wow.
I think He just showed me more and more that if I lean on Him.
Did they ever find the young man that was responsible?
Yes, it did. He's in jail for 20 years to life. He did kill somebody. His target, he did kill him. I think it was manslaughter. Manslaughter. So he's in there.
Now, sometimes I know that they give like a victim statement and things like that when they go to trial. Did you go to the trial?
We did. That's when I got to see the videotape of that night. We got to see it. And I did speak to him. So I forgave him.
Wow.
He had no response. And for me, it was just like, oh, you're not hearing me?
But know what? But that's freedom for you.
Absolutely.
That's
for me.
That's freedom for you. I promise you that night is playing over and over and over and over again in his mind. He can act like he doesn't hear it or he doesn't understand it or whatever the ice he wants to be, but I promise you, he's thinking about that, but it's good that you gave yourself the best gift you could have given yourself, especially in that situation, and that's freedom of forgiveness. That right there, that speaks volumes. Now that the definition, and that right there breaks that definition of bondage. And when we hold on to unforgiveness, not only could you have been in a wheelchair, but you could have been stuck and not been able to do anything that you're doing now. So that's a great way of taking that pain and turning it to purpose. As your story, is going on, and I'm just thinking about that when you say that you forgave him and you said it and you had no response, like you gave him something, you gave him a gift, but he thought he took a gift from you. Do you think that it's possible that when you went through this, that because you said you were a little wild and things like that, do you think, and you grew up in a church, so you knew right from wrong?
Absolutely.
Do you think this was God's way of saving your life?
Absolutely. A lot of people don't know, but that summer was a wild summer. One time I was in the car with my mom driving home, and people were shooting, and we were driving through a shootout.
Wow.
And I thought I got shot. I'm like, oh man, I got shot. I had what I thought was blood all over me. It was actually chicken wing juice.
Wow. And this was prior to that.
I believe that was actually like maybe 2 weeks prior to that.
Wow.
And I do think that, like now, as you go through, going on and on, you see different milestones that I was able to make it through. I definitely know for sure that was to stop me in my tracks and say, hey, listen, this ain't for you. I have better for you. I often say that I was walking in sin and rolling in grace.
Walking in sin and rolling in grace.
Yes.
Walking in sin but rolling in grace. Wow, that's powerful. Really that is. So now I want to talk about some of the good things that happened, and that's a good thing still. But you went from the definition of breaking barriers, and then your story kept growing beautifully. You opened up your heart to love, and then you even got married. How did you get into this dating? Because you weren't dating before all of this took place. Not to your husband.
No. Like dating, I was what you call teenage dating.
Okay.
But after my injury, I was like, I don't know, people not gonna want nobody in a wheelchair. They're not gonna want nobody that they have to help out or be seen with a person with a disability. And then I have no idea when the turning point hit, but it was one day I woke up and I said, I deserve to be loved. I deserve to have a family. I deserve these things. So then So
you spoke it into the atmosphere. Okay.
I said, I don't know. I said, I don't know. I can't sit here and just be a loner.
And sitting in your mama's house.
And so I did start to date. And then with that, I learned a lot about the dating world, but a lot about myself.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so you got married, and then you walked into this sacred journey. But know what? Before we even skip to motherhood, I want to just how did you and your husband meet?
He said church. Well, he sent me a DM. So we were in the same Facebook group. And he asked about the church, and then he just popped up one day and said, "Oh, nice to meet you." He was not my type. I told the Lord, I don't want to date no pastor. I don't date no man of clergy. That ain't for me. But he had other things for me.
So is your husband a man of the cloth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did that even go any further? He hit you in your DM.
Yeah, he came to the church.
Okay.
He started talking to my grandmother. They were, talking. We were just talking.
Okay.
And then one day he just messaged me and say, "Oh, you like coffee?" I said, "Yeah, I love Tim Hortons coffee."
Okay.
So he would bring me coffee. That's like this one year.
But he was trying to court you.
He was. Then I went to a Vegas trip with my girlfriends, and he sent like this long message, like, "I want to court you." And I said, "What? What do you mean?" Like, when you talk about courting, he's like, "Oh, back then, courting, that meant that they wanted to date you."
They had a goal
Yes,
for you.
marriage was the end goal.
Yeah.
And that was the end all be all. And so for me, I'm like, I'm not praying for this, but Lord, I don't know if I'm really sure.
Okay. And how did your family think about, especially you said he was fond of your grandfather. So how did your family respond to you two dating?
My mom was like, I don't want to take advantage of my daughter. My mom is very, very protective.
Okay, like a helicopter.
So she is. She's like, I don't, when I was dating, on dates, you ain't going to no date. But everybody else is just like, this is what you want. You want to be happy and you want to be married. We move really fast.
Okay.
So we move fast.
How long did you date?
What did I say? 3 months?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But I always tell people within about 30, no more than 60 days, if this person is your person. And sometimes people send their representative, but usually after 30 days, that kind of fall off, or you can kind of see through it, especially if you're praying. God will reveal some things to you. And so to me, 3 months is not too short. But in this day and age, it's like when people make that commitment, that's serious.
Yeah.
So how long after you have been married did the sacred role of motherhood come on?
I literally conceived on my wedding day.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what people are like, what? So we literally we had like people call it a secret wedding. My grandparents, they married us in another room.
Okay.
And then our wedding was set for April, but we married in February.
Okay. So for any woman that is watching this, there's a beautiful transformation when you trust God. So when you look at how did love, marriage, and becoming a mother shape you into understanding your own strength and how you balance that role today?
I'm still learning to balance.
Because how old is the baby? 8 months?
8 months.
Okay.
So, it's something totally new to me. It's my first child, marriage. But as far as God sent me, he sent me aside. And he let me know that things was going to be okay. And that I'll need to get ready for this new becoming.
Okay.
And so for me, at first it was like you're fearful. You're like, oh, man, this is, you dream it. You talk about it. But then when it comes
to you living it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you really here. So oftentimes I do look back like, oh, man, I asked for marriage. He sent me a husband. I wanted a baby. He sent me a baby. But day in, day out, he showed me that that no matter what, that if I lean on him, he's going to step in and take care of things. So I think for me, it's still a learning process as far as being a mom, especially because.
And it's a faith walk.
Absolutely. Because there's a lot of things you don't see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of things that I talked about or planned, I'm like, being a mom, I didn't think of a lot of things, especially when it comes to the wheelchair. He showed me countless times that there is a lot of strength in there, and yeah.
Wow. I'm just completely in awe on how, when you talk, I can see how God has woven your life together. He's just like a blanket. He just takes and cover, but then the pieces just interlock with one another. You have a true, I don't know, faith walk that a lot of people use as an excuse or inability to be able to do, but you have taken that and you have taken the heaviest part of your pain and allow it to just bloom into something beautiful and purposeful. So for the viewers listening on tonight, I want you to just take anything that you think is like the worst case scenario that you could be going through, and look at her testimony as if you release it and surrender it to God, He can really, really navigate you to where you need to go. Now, if there's anything that you could say to your younger self that was 17, that was running around doing God knows whatever it was, what advice would you give that 17 or 16-year-old before that incident took place? What would you say to them? What advice?
It's other things I can say to myself. I would say, you know better, so do better. And like there's a lot of things that you never know. Like I didn't think that I would one day be in a wheelchair, or that I can potentially almost lose my life. And I know, that saying with all you need is the size of mustard seed of faith.
Mm-hmm.
That hold on to that. Because in the end, there's something greater for you. And I thinking back then, I thought that life was over.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also just remind me, like, oh man, go back. And so many times He showed you multiple times what He's going to be doing. And sometimes we just be part of it.
Okay.
We just sometimes, or we're fearful. Sometimes I know that I was working a lot, but I was hard headed.
And you believe warning comes before destruction?
Absolutely. And He asked, I'm pretty sure He said multiple words, and I just like.
Because I'm thinking about just the chicken wing sauce. And then you said you were already past your curfew when you called your mom. If you would have listened and would have been home, but then that wouldn't be part of your story. So God allows things to happen where He will be glorified, even in the midst of it all. Not that He caused it to happen, but He said all things will work together for our good. All things. So even in this, it still worked for your good because it slowed you down, had you to focus, had you to go get your degree, get your education, and get in the position that you're in now. So do you ever have kids come up to you and ask you what happened?
Surprisingly, the teacher, a lot of kids don't ask. I've been with my one student for 2 years, and I think on the second year he asked me. Wow. Kids are they're inquisitive. So some of them do ask. But when they do ask, it depends. My heart, the Lord has to lead me to this because I think it's fearful to say like, "Oh, I'm shocked,"
Okay.
Or because I didn't listen. Things like that. So I try not to give like a negative.
Okay.
Way to go. Sometimes I just tell the kids like, "Don't hurt my back," or this wheelchair or these wheels help me get around. You have 2 legs, but I have 4 wheels. Help me get around. So it depends on the age.
So and how you feel led to be able to answer.
So the younger ones, I usually just say, "Oh, hurt my back." But those older ones,
so you use wisdom.
Right. The older ones, I definitely do tell them exactly what it is, especially if they're out in the world and they're doing things that they're not supposed to do. Because bullets don't have to do.
Right. And we're overcome by the testimonies of others. So when you share that, you don't know how many lives it is that you could be saving. And that right there, that alone. So, when I think about all of the things that you had said, and I followed you through social media, even being present that day, a lot of us ran down and we called 911, like a lot of people that were out there. And to see, and we prayed for you. We really prayed for you. But to see the outcome and to see you just being resilient is like, wow. Like I've been following you on social media ways every since then. And I've never heard you speak of anything negative. Not one time have I. You even put up a post this past week and you asked your family, hold down. I don't want you saying anything. You don't have to go into details about it, but you told them, you're still a peacemaker. And that's a good thing. And you didn't even know I saw that because I didn't comment on it, but you're allowing your light to shine. And that is a beautiful thing because you could be miserable. You could sit there, I'm going through this. No, somebody else needs to be going through, but that's not it. And that is a very beautiful thing. And I want you to keep that beauty about you because there's many people watching. They may not say anything, but they're watching. So there's something that you could say to anyone that was watching, or anything that you want to share that's on your heart.
Trust God with all your heart. And like you said, you never know who's watching. Try to do your best.
And there's something that you do on Wednesdays that's on social media that everyone can be educated on. Can you share a little bit of that?
My podcast, We'll Talk Wednesday. I use that platform to inspire, because there are other people who have stomach issues or people who live in wheelchairs who they're confined to their homes and they don't go outside, or like you said, they're still learning how to process the loss of their ability to walk, still transitioning. Also, the people who don't know wheelchair etiquette, not to touch my chair, don't, crossing over, parking in handicap spots, things like that.
Or even just the lines.
Absolutely.
What are those lines for that is next to a parking space when they have the line?
It's the access line. So you're supposed to leave them open so in case somebody who's has a disability can open the doors and walk in, or in my case, my baby.
And then you have a wheelchair lift that needs to have space to be able to come out so that you can be able to get up on there safely.
So there are some active lines, 6 feet to 8 feet, so that you'll be able to come out. If not, you don't have to sit by a car, hit the ramp, hit their door with the ramp.
And you can't get out or you can't get in.
No.
So yes, and those are things that you discuss on your podcast. Is there what channel can they follow you on?
It's on Instagram and Facebook. Alicia Pompey-Kincannon, or people on TikTok. I will 1716.
Okay. So your voice, your journey are such a gift to all of us. And we just want to thank you for honoring us for our 20th episode with your truth, your history, and your beautiful life. And I just want you to know that to everyone listening, thank you for tuning in. And remember to hold on to your faith, protect your peace, and never forget your story matters. I want us to just make sure that we really embrace the opportunity when we see someone that is in a wheelchair. Remember their story matters. So let's be respectful. Let's honor them. You don't have to go out your way, but be respectful. Give that space. But again, that parking area, let's make sure that we are conscious to make sure that everyone doesn't have someone with them to help them and to navigate through that. Like you came today, you came alone. And you had to do everything yourself. And, and that right there is something that everyone needs to really, really take a moment and just think about that. So right now, please, I'm asking you if you can go on to Her Story Matters, our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, follow us on TikTok, but go on our YouTube channel, Her Story Matters 25, no space in between, like, share, and subscribe. So again, I would like to say thank you, thank you, thank you. It is such an honor and such a privilege to be able to have this conversation with you. And I just want to tell you thank you.
I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow. That was very